What I'm about to teach you now not only makes a woman fall in love with you, but it ruins other men for her, right? Other men simply don't compare anymore. So not only will she want to stay with you because she has truly fallen in love with you, but if you happen to break up with her for some reason, right, you break it up with her and you end the relationship, what's going to happen for her is that you're always going to be that guy who got away, right? The one who got away. And she will want to be with you. Even if, for example, you don't want to get back with her for some reason, right? You will be forever imprinted in her mind as the man that she wants to be with. So how do you do that? What you need to do is give her the type of attraction experience she really wants. Not what you think women want or what she will want because she's such a special girl. She's soft, she's delicate, she's not like other girls. You have to understand that there is a big difference between what a woman really wants in terms of the attraction experience she has with a man and what she usually experiences with guys. Pretty much every guy that a woman will meet cannot give her the type of attraction experience she really wants because they just don't get it. So here are some examples, right? So what she really wants. A man who has a backbone and can say no to her when it's needed and do it in a way that she actually respects. So what she usually experiences is either a guy who is going to say no in an angry way or an annoyed way and be wanting to get his way all the time, or a guy on the other end of the spectrum who's going to essentially want to keep the peace all the time and just go along with whatever she wants and just try to avoid getting into arguments with her because she can be quite sassy and she can sometimes start a dramatic argument and he doesn't know how to handle that. But what she wants to experience is a man who is going to be respectful towards her, but at the same time is going to make her realize that she's in a relationship with a man, right? She's going to know her place, so to speak. And her place isn't above him. Her place is also not equal to him in terms of they're just the same. Neither is more powerful than the other. The reality is that the type of attraction experience a woman really wants is where she feels like she's in the one down position in terms of power while still being respected, loved, and appreciated. But she can't go around telling men that because if she tells a man to do that and he tries to do that to impress her and keep the peace, then it seems fake. Then it seems desperate. Then it seems like she has control over him. So women usually don't go around saying anything about it, but they just want a guy to get it. And if a guy gets it, and this is just one example of others that I'm going to give you in this video, but if a guy gets that, then it's one thing that is making her get that type of attraction experience she really wants. And as a result, he's starting to really connect with her and be that guy that she really wants to be with, right? A guy who actually gets it. Right, so another example is what she really wants is a man who treats her well, but also makes her feel the need to treat him well. Right, so she gets the sense that she has to be good to him to win him over, to please him, and to be approved by him as a potential lover, girlfriend, or wife. And she enjoys feeling like she has to do that. And it feels even better because he's also treating her well. And that naturally makes her start to fall in love with him because she is getting the type of feeling she really wants. But what she usually experiences is, for example, a guy who uses being nice to her as a strategy to win her over, right? So she senses that there's an agenda behind his nice behavior, that he wants a reward for how nice he's being to her, the gifts that he's buying for her, the compliments that he's giving to her, the nice way he's been treating her, and so on. So her guard goes up because it doesn't feel real. It feels like he has an agenda with his niceness. And because of that approach, he then needs to work harder because he notices that no matter how much he does for her, she doesn't seem to love him as much as he loves her. She's not getting the type of attraction experience that she really wants. So she can't fall in love with him in the way that is going to make him be imprinted in her mind as the guy that she actually wants to be with. Instead, he's just another guy who doesn't get it. He doesn't understand her and what she really wants. She wants to be able to feel like she needs to be good to him and impress him and win him over. And that's actually enjoyable for her. It's not a punishment. It's not him treating her badly. But she can't go around saying that because if she says that, then some guys will get the wrong idea. They'll think, oh, what, she wants me to treat her badly? Right, she wants me to make her feel like she needs to impress me a lot? Okay, well, I'll show her. And they start behaving in ways that are not loving and are not attractive. And it's not going to make her fall in love. Instead, she's going to start to feel resentful as a result of his unattractive behavior or rude behavior or selfish behavior, and it's not going to work. Another example is what she really wants is a man who is emotionally stronger than her. So she can respect him, trust in him to be the man when it counts, right? He's always going to be the man for her, and be able to look up to him as the stronger one in the relationship. But what she usually experiences is a man being insecure. And he may have been confident at the start of the relationship, but he then became insecure. Or he may have been confident when they first met, but he starts to become insecure. He starts to lose his confidence. But in a relationship, for example, he may also become emotionally sensitive and fragile. And that makes her feel like she's stronger than him. And women don't fall in love with men who feel weaker than them emotionally. Sometimes a young girl might do that when she's inexperienced and it's her first boyfriend or something like that. But as a woman starts to grow up and realize what is actually important in terms of her attraction to a man, it will only be possible for her to truly fall in love with a man who is more confident than her and more emotionally strong than her. Right? So if she comes across a guy, for example, who's good looking and he's insecure and emotionally sensitive, he has good looks, right? He is a good looking guy. And on paper, it seems like she should fall in love with a guy like that, but she just can't feel it because he's emotionally sensitive. He's insecure. And after she breaks up with him, she may try to meet new men and she might meet a guy who is average looking, but he's offering her the type of attraction experience she really wants, that is really important to her, that is really going to make her feel the feelings that she wants to experience, where, for example, she's able to look up to him and respect him as the man. She's able to trust in him to be the man when it counts because he's not emotionally fragile. He knows how to be a man. He isn't looking at her as being the same as him either. He also makes her feel the enjoyable desire that women want to feel, where they want to please you. They want to be good to you. It feels good for the woman when she does something for you and you like her more as a result. When she's been a good girl, right? She's been a good woman and she gets that extra warm sort of hug or that compliment or that look, or that statement that you say to her where you say that she's a great woman or you love her or she's a great girl, something like that, or you really appreciate her or something like that. And she's winning more of your heart, but she knows that she still has more work to do. And for some guys, they may feel like that's kind of a punishment to put a woman through, but it's not a punishment for her, it's a pleasure. Right? Women get pleasure out of that. They really enjoy it and it makes them fall in love with you. But if, for example, you're trying to make everything as nice and comfortable as possible for the woman and you're treating her as good as you can and you're doing as much as you can for her, then that will usually be appreciated. Right? It's great behavior. But it's not the thing that's going to make her fall madly in love with you. And it's not the type of attraction experience she really wants. Instead, what a woman really wants is that she's with a man who is going to respect her and treat her well. Great. But she is going to feel the need to treat him well too. And she's really going to feel a strong desire and motivation to do that. Because she will also sense, if he's a guy who can make her feel that attracted, that he can attract other women. She's not the only woman that he's going to be able to attract. He's not a desperate guy who's going to be clinging on to her for dear life because she is his only opportunity to be in love, to have a woman. If she doesn't play her cards right and she stuffs up the relationship, he could dump her and he would go find another woman and that woman would fall in love with him. And she doesn't want that to happen. So she feels a strong motivation and desire to continue to treat you well. And that is enjoyable for her. It's not a punishment. It's a reward. It's a pleasure. So here are some more examples. What she really wants is a guy who approves of himself. So she can respect his strength and be willing to follow him and devote herself to him. Yet what she usually experiences is a guy who seeks her approval. So, for example, he's trying to behave as well as he can and say all the quote-unquote right things to hopefully be approved by her. She then feels like she has too much power over him, which doesn't make her respect him or fall in love with him. Another example is what she really wants is a guy who has purpose in life, so he isn't 100% focused on her. She then appreciates and enjoys the time that he gives to her so much more. Yet what she usually experiences is a guy who either doesn't have much purpose in life and looks at her as the answer to his lack of meaning in life, right? He wants to have a girlfriend, he wants to have a girl who loves him, and he wants to spend lots of time with her and feels like that's going to fulfill him as a man. That's going to be the answer for him. Alternatively, it might be a guy who has some important things to do in his life that he's focused on, but they're not more important than her. They're not his purpose in life. So she then gets a sense that he is confused, and he doesn't know that a woman shouldn't be a man's purpose in life. A woman doesn't want to feel responsible for making a man's life have meaning and purpose. She wants to be a welcome addition to his life rather than his reason for living or his source of happiness and meaning. The irony is, though, that when a man has purpose in life, his woman will try to be more relevant in his life and add more happiness to his life, right? She will want to be liked and appreciated and needed and more relevant in his life. So she will invest more emotionally into him, which then makes her fall more in love with him. Another example, what she really wants is a guy who has self-respect and won't put up with bad behavior from her just to get to spend time with her. Yet what she usually experiences is a guy who is willing to put up with however she is behaving to hopefully get to have sex or a relationship with her. She then senses desperation from the guy and a lack of self-respect, which doesn't make her fall in love with him. Another example is that what she really wants is a guy who is emotionally savvy enough to playfully challenge her back when she tests him. So she then feels like, okay, I've met my match here. This guy can handle me. He's not a guy who's going to crumble under pressure. Yet what she usually experiences is a guy who feels nervous, unsure of himself, or even annoyed when she tests his confidence. He might also feel like it's wrong to playfully challenge a woman back or playfully make her know her place in the dynamic between them. He might think that he is being rude or he's not treating her well, but it's actually what she really wants. She wants a guy who can playfully challenge her back when she tests him. So she secretly knows her place, that she's not stronger than him, she's not more savvy than him, and she's not going to walk all over him. Yet for most guys, when a woman tests their confidence, they either become nervous, they crumble under the pressure, or they get annoyed or emotionally sensitive about it. And this is why so many guys struggle to get women to love them for real. Many guys put in so much effort into being nicer and doing more for women, when if they just offered women the type of attraction experience they really want, women would truly love them, and it would be easier and more enjoyable for him too. For example, it's much easier to approve of yourself and be respected and loved for that than try hard to win a woman's approval and hopefully make her give you a chance or hopefully make her fall in love with you. If you can just be good enough, if you can not say the wrong things around her, if you can be Mr. Perfect, if you can hopefully get her approval, that's hard work. But when you approve of yourself and you're treating the woman well, she automatically respects you, and it's one of the things that helps make her fall in love with you for real. And the thing is, some guys can make a woman fall in love with them initially when they first get a girlfriend, and it feels good, right? It feels like things are going to work. It finally feels like you got yourself a girlfriend that you're going to be able to stick with, and she's going to stick with you. But if you then start to make some of the mistakes that turn women off because you don't really know what makes a woman feel attracted in a relationship, then what will happen is she'll start to fall out of love with you. Right? This is a process that happens. It starts with a loss of respect for something that you've said or done, right? A behavior, for example, behaving in an insecure way or saying something in an insecure way, behaving in a clingy way or saying something clingy, and she starts to lose a bit of respect. It doesn't mean that you have to be perfect though, and you can never make any mistakes, right? If a woman is very attracted to you and in love with you, then she'll want to overlook those sort of things. But if those things are happening often and they're really big moments in the relationship, then her respect for you is going to start to decrease. And as a result, If she doesn't feel respect for you, she can't feel attracted to you. And when a woman doesn't respect you or feel attracted to you, she falls out of love with you. And for some guys, they've experienced that time and time again in relationships where initially it's okay, but then they end up making mistakes that when they're doing it, they often realize that they're making the mistake. They realize that they shouldn't be saying it, they shouldn't be doing it. And for some guys, they don't realize until after it, after the woman gets really annoyed and they get into a huge argument. And maybe they realize it hours later, days later, or weeks later, when it finally clicks for them and they realize, oh, damn it. Why did I say that to her? Why did I accuse her of that? Why did I react in that way when she said that? I should have just done this. I should have just done that, and so on. And the thing is, most guys never figure this out. Some guys end up going through breakup after breakup until they get to the point where they just give up and they give up on women. Other guys keep going and they keep trying harder and harder and they hope that it's going to work this time, and it doesn't work out because they end up making mistakes that cause a woman to lose respect, attraction, and then fall out of love. And it's the same thing over and over again. That doesn't have to be you though, right? I'm speaking from experience here in terms of I am someone who was with a lot of women. I had many girlfriends propose marriage to me and I was never ready to settle down. And I continue to just enjoy my choice of women because I know how to make women feel attracted. But eventually I got to the point where I met my perfect girl and I decided to stop seeing other women. And we settled down, we eventually got married and we have kids together, and we've been together for nearly 13 years now. So I'm speaking from experience here. And I can tell you that it's a much better life when you know how to make women feel attracted and you know how to be the sort of man that doesn't cause a woman to lose respect, attraction, and love for you. It's a much better life when a woman is trying to impress you and maintain your love. And of course, you're treating her well also, right? You're treating her well, you're respecting her, you're appreciating her, but you're getting that back, right? It's not one-sided, where either initially the woman doesn't love you as much as you love her, or eventually her love just starts to plummet and it's you chasing her, right? That's not a fun experience for you, but it's also not a fun experience for her, right? She would rather be in love with you. And you can be the sort of man that a woman falls in love with and stays in love with. And the way to do that is to give her the type of attraction experience she really wants. And if you want to learn exactly how to be the type of man that she cannot compare to any other man because it's just you, then I recommend that you start watching my exclusive lessons at Master Attraction. At Master Attraction, I teach men how to not only make women feel attracted to them initially and then fall in love with them, but how to then maintain a woman's attraction and love in a relationship. And one of my members recently pointed out, as you can see here, that the lesson on sexual confidence has resulted in women saying to him that they've never been touched in that way, they've never felt that way before, and he's feeling very confident as a result of that. I also have a member who's 5'3" in terms of height, and he has a number of women that he's seeing at the moment, and they're trying to be his number one girlfriend, and some of them have been talking about marriage with him. They're trying to get him to settle down. So he's 5'3" in terms of height, and he's enjoying his choice of women. And other members are enjoying all sorts of amazing results because they know how to make women feel attracted now. So if you're interested in having that sort of power and you want to be able to maintain a woman's attraction in a relationship, then head over to masterattraction.com. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next video here on YouTube.